welcome back. I am Matt, the Helpful Home Inspector, and we are at our studio up in Hartford, coming at you live with the Helpful Home Inspector show. We got a great topic here today. We're going to be talking about roofing today, and we got a couple of great guys in here. We got Neil Grintjes and Drew LeBeau from American Roofing.
Hello.
They just got off my roof. Just kidding. That was like a couple weeks ago. But they did just replace my roof, and we're going to kind of get into the roofing process. We're going to talk about different materials and stuff like that. If I can talk them into coming back another time, we'll go through the roof replacement, what that might look like. But today we're going to get all about roofing, and to start off our show, we got a torn roof boots. We're going to talk about our defect of the week, torn roof boots. It's a common thing that happens on homes. As a home inspector, I see it all the time. You guys probably come across it every single roof you replace, right? It's like so regular. But torn roof boots is really a thing, and it happens a lot, and it causes leaks into your home. Where'd I put it? Oh, here we go.
Find it.
So this is a roof boot that actually came off of my roof, and you can see the tear happening right here. Yep. So this tear happened years ago. It happened when I went to have my ridge cap replaced.
Usually about, that 14, 15 year mark. They depend on how much sun is baking down on that thing on a daily basis. It'll dry up and crack.
This one was on the back of my roof. It wasn't even on the front side to get some more sunlight and heat and stuff like that. But these rubber boots like this, they all tear. They don't last very long. They definitely don't last the life of the roof. You know?
They're not.
And so I don't know why we would put something under the roof as a part of the system that doesn't last as long as the rest of the roof, right?
Correct.
But every roofer does it. Most do,
yep,
right?
Most
you
do.
can get some guys will do lead.
Cost effective.
Right? Yeah, because this is cost effective. I mean, this is what, $20, right? 20, 30 bucks. Yeah. And it cost effective when you're looking at keeping the costs down as far as making money from a business perspective, and the homeowner's not going to know anything different for 14 years.
We do a lot of repairs too that the homeowner will contact us in regards to that. So.
Yeah, and they make like a sleeve you can put over the top, right?
Yeah,
That's
just
like
a replacement sleeve and cut that off, put the sleeve over the top, and it's pretty much.
But get another 5-10 years out of it or whatever, But that still costs money to have somebody come out and do that, right?
It
So,
does.
So what do we charge for that? $200 to $300, right, for the visit, and then get up on the roof and make the repair. And that doesn't even include any of the water damage that occurred while it's been cracked, right? Because usually the homeowners don't catch it the day it cracked, right? They catch it weeks down the road when something's dripping on their kitchen table, right? People, generally speaking, don't go up and look at their roofs unless something's going wrong, right? It's something generally most homeowners
too late by the time they find out.
Right? Most homeowners they ignore their roof. It's something that long-standing homeowners are not going to look at their roof until something happens. So something's a problem. Like in my neighborhood here, I'm the guy. I'm that annoying neighbor that stops at your house and knocks on the door and be, hey, you've had missing shingles on your roof for the last 4 months or whatever from that windstorm way back. Oh, really? Oh, I never looked at my roof.
You're poised to look at that all the time. So.
Dude,
a lot of times too, these boots will be recognized during a homeowner's home purchase.
Yeah,
where the inspector will notice that. And then just recently we were contacted by a new homeowner that the inspector located these rubber boots were defective and brought it to their attention, and they were
the ridge cap.
We were able to get out
you
there.
Got the ridge cap on it too?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. And it's right around that ridge cap. So back when we started using architectural shingles, right, guys would just buy a bundle of 3 tabs that were a similar color, and they'd cut those 3 tabs off and put them up on top, and that was your ridge
standard
cap.
Practice.
That was standard practice. And there was nothing wrong with that, right? Nope. But until we realized that, yes, asphalt shingle doesn't last as long as architectural shingles. So while asphalt shingles deteriorate after 15 years, the architectural shingle still has another 10 years left.
With the old 3 tabs, there was an issue where they tried something new in the process of putting the shingle together, and that's where we saw a lot of those defects. After 15, 17 years, they started failing.
Yeah, and just turning potato chips up down that ridge, and that's going to be about the same time as you got this, And the ridge shingles, again, why are we putting something in the system that's not going to last the lifespan of the roof? With the GAF that we put on my roof, GAF makes a specific ridge cap that's designed to last the life of the roof, which is exactly what you should be looking for. So this is what a torn one looks like, and you want to make sure that we catch these, because these, as the water runs down there, will leak in. Ice and snow gets around this thing, the water's going to leak down in there. And what we ended up doing on my roof was going with a little bit different product.
The bullet boot.
So
beautiful.
This is the bullet boot.
Look at that.
It's like a silicone rubber.
It is silicone. It's pretty thick.
Yeah, it's really thick. It's got a tube on the inside that actually goes down over the pipe, so that there's no way for water to get into there.
Nice little screen on top.
Screen on top to get leaves and junk out and stuff like that. But yeah, and then with the silicone here, when you put your nails through it, it's going to self heal as well. So it's going to really pinch around that nail, instead of being sheet metal, right? But yeah, and this should last the life of the roof. I'm
supposed to.
Hoping. We'll find out, right? If I'm here in 25, 30 years, right? But ultimately, you guys, when we're looking at roof replacement, going with something other than that traditional rubber, kind of
slip-on neoprene
gasket there. Something better is out there, and there's this is one product. There's other products out there.
GF also has a newer product.
You guys saw it at your conference. You guys went to, right?
Yeah. Pretty excited about it.
It's coming out.
Yeah. So there's other options out there that aren't that much more expensive. When you're talking about a roof replacement today, costing $15,000 to $30,000 on average. Okay. What's an extra $40-$50, right? It's and to get something that's going to not be a problem down the road that you have to call somebody out to come in. And most roofs are going to have 2 to 3. I know I only had one just because of the way my bathrooms are situated and stuff.
More of the new homes these days, they all converge into one and just have one pipe coming out the roof instead of 3 bathrooms, 3 pipes. Now they all kind of vent into the same one. And
well, and having less protrusions through the roof means less leaking,
that's exactly why they do
less
that.
Less things that poke through the roof is the better, right? So that is the bullet boot. We'll see how it goes. We have a couple of videos come out. We're doing a whole series of videos from during the roof replacement, before the roof replacement, me going through the insurance claim stuff, all that stuff is going to be a whole series of videos and one of them is going to be talking about the roof boots. And I was actually on roofs where we had all the different types, and so I have little videos from each of those roofs where we can see them in action,
Cool.
And some of them kind of deteriorated, some of them didn't. But the bullet boot was one that I did not see out on roofs very often. So it's kind of
it's more down south. You find them a lot.
Yep, which is good because it should tolerate the heat, and that's a roofing materials. A lot of the reason they deteriorate is because of the heat. Right?
Oh yeah, sun's the big killer.
Sun's the killer, and then water's the intruder, right? It opens the door. So that is our defect of the week. Replacing the roof boot. It is a defect. It will leak, and what you do about it, you replace it or repair it. Some guys might go up there and just throw some caulk on it. That's not the fix. Putting the neoprene cover sleeve over it is a temporary fix. That'll get you maybe to the end of your roof life.
Yeah, that'll last.
Yeah, but ultimately,
depending on how beat up your original one is.
Yeah, if it's peeled away, But ultimately, you're going to need to get that fixed to prevent leaking into your home. All right, and then obviously, if there's any water damage, you're going to plan for repairing that when you do replace your roof the next time. All right,
so cost.
Well, yeah, exactly. Now, as far as the save a buck, we always try to give everybody a tip on, hey, you can save a buck by doing this week, right? And sometimes it's a buck, sometimes it's $5,000. It all depends, Today, the tip of the week to help you save a buck is going to be to check your water meter. Okay, so when no water is running in your house, your water meter should not be turning. There should be no numbers turning over, no change in the number on there at all when the water is all turned off in your house, not being used. Okay. If you go down there and it's turning, moving, whatever, then you have a leak. It could be a small leak in your toilet that you barely hear or see or notice. Okay, it could be a small leak at one of your spigots outside. It could be any number of things where it's causing leaking. Now, this also, like in most municipalities, if you're on municipal water, you're also on municipal sewer, and they develop your sewer bill based on your water bill. So if they see the water being used, they assume it's going out of your house in some way, shape, or form, right? And then they're going to generate your sewer bill from that too. So it's compounded. So checking your water meter to make sure that it's not moving when all the water is turned off in your house. Everybody's asleep. There's nobody taking a shower. There's no dishwasher going, no washing machine pumping. The meter should not be turning.
I've never done that, so I'm going to do that tonight.
Check it tonight, yeah. Thank you. And if you think you might have a leaking toilet, they do sell these little green tablets. You can buy a pack of like 10 of them for like $5 on Amazon.
Oh, like a dye?
Yep, it's a little dye. You just drop it in the tank of your toilet, and if the water color changes in your toilet, that means you have a toilet leak. And it could be small. It could be small, but anytime you have water leaking, that's water that's not being used but still being paid for.
Could you just use watercoloring? a couple drips of watercolor.
Yeah, you could take some like food coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be able to take some food coloring and do it. It would do the same type of thing. Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Save another buck.
There you go.
Grab something you got in the cupboard.
$4. Yeah, for sure. Now, as far as our co-hosts here today go, great guys coming from American Roofing. They, like I said, did my roof probably 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Was it 3 weeks ago? Something like that. Yeah, something like
that.
But they brought all the guys out here, and you guys pounded, like, just tore it up. Like, but by 10 o'clock, the roof was torn off. Like, it was gone. There was
stripping.
Nothing.
It's fun.
It was down to wood, and the guys were running around with wheelbarrows picking up shingles and stuff. They tarped off the whole area, protected the house, and it was off. And then they were on to installation. And I think by the end of the first day, you guys got underlayment and the roof down on the back. Yep. And then we had started with underlayment on the front, but didn't get that all done. We had a couple of sheets of dry, or a couple of, not full sheets, but probably a couple pieces.
A couple little minor leaks.
Yeah, a couple minor leaks that we, that I didn't even, like, I go up my attic on the regular, and I didn't even see anything in my attic. It was just getting underneath there, and the wood was a little deteriorated. So we had some sheathing repairs that we had to do and stuff. And then we had to get some extra flashing. You had to run into get some stuff, you know.
But a couple feet short on.
It's typically how it always is, though. There's always something that we uncover, you know, that we're not looking for in the beginning, and we want to make sure that we take care of it.
And you guys were great, and you built that into the estimate too. You guys built in, I think it was up to 5 sheets of sheathing replacement if we needed to, you know. Obviously, if you need more than that, then your bid's going to change a little bit. But that sheathing replacement is a big part of the roof replacement process, because a lot lot of guys skip it. They come across right wood, they just shingle right over the top.
It's not that bad. Just leave it go.
Yeah, they just let it go. But I'm like, terrible idea, you know?
Right, because that can create mold, and then you got a bigger issue. So.
Yeah, and you're not going to tear the brand new shingles off to repair.
Gets a little wavy too. Once in a while, those decking boards can get wavy. So so Drew, one question for you. We always give a couple co-host questions in the very beginning here. What is the most expensive roof you've ever done? You've been doing this for how long?
This is my 23rd year now.
23rd year. Yeah. What's the most expensive roof you ever did?
It was probably an old cedar roof back in the day. It was probably 60,000, 70,000.
Yeah, easily.
Putting cedar back on.
Probably double or triple that.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was 15 years ago.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah.
Well, and there was a lot of subdivisions like Bristol Cone Pines and some of these other ones where everybody
Mandatory.
You had to have a cedar shake roof, not cedar shingle. It had to be cedar shake. Yep. And when you talk about that, it's like you guys have no idea what you're talking about. You like the initial look of it. You know,
but they have no idea what they're up for.
Yeah, what the maintenance is going to look like.
25 years from now.
No one maintains them like they're supposed to, and they're not built the best. Yeah, they don't breathe as well as they should, so they don't last.
A lot
as
of
long,
customers will contact us wanting us to spray a solution on that cedar to prolong the life.
Yeah.
As soon as you go up there and you're stomping around on that cedar,
cracking that stuff,
shit.
It is a bad idea.
Yeah, it's just terrible idea. And I'm when in a lot of my videos, I tell people, hey, a terrible material for the outside of your house in Wisconsin is wood. Yeah, anywhere, your trim, your siding, your roof. Yep. Any of that wood's going to deteriorate. It's going to be basically a high maintenance. It's going to be high cost. Yeah. You know, yes, it might be easy to cut. It might be easy to put on, but it's going to be annual maintenance.
Painting it,
replacement.
Years,
Woodpecker holes. I mean, dude,
get a lot of calls about that.
Yeah, I mean, it gets kind of crazy when you talk about using wood, and everybody does it. You know, everybody does it because they think, oh, it looks so nice, the wood look. You know, and
the cedar look in Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I got it, but it's like, holy man.
That's why LP is really getting popular.
LP is getting popular, but even that's still kind of a pressed wood product.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
Yeah,
it's
limited
composite,
lifespan. Yeah, I just tell everybody my favorite siding is vinyl siding.
Right.
It's gonna last 50 years. You got a damaged piece. Oh, let's take that piece out, put a new piece in.
Yeah,
I can be done in 15 minutes. Yeah, user friendly. LP, while it is much more user friendly than say fiber cement, which had its brief period. You know, it's something I still put it on today, which I don't get. You know, it's just so brittle. You know, and it doesn't tolerate heat, and there's so many damaged cedars, fiber cement siding jobs. But yeah, so that's the most expensive job. Neil, what is it about American Roofing that sets you apart? You got
American Roofing, awesome. So basically, I think the one thing that really sets us apart is the 40 years in business. You know, that we're local, we're a local family-owned and operated business. A lot of our guys have been with us for a long time. Drew and Jordan both started with Jeff Manning, the former owner and longtime president basically started a family business. And one of the things that I love about American Roofing so much is that Drew and Jordan are involved in every single project.
Yeah, I was
from start to finish.
on your roof tearing off.
He was up there sweating it out, tearing it out. Yeah.
When you think about that, like what other company has the owner like front and center from 9 a.m. to 7 o'clock at night?
It was
They're there
easily 6-7 o'clock that
the first day.
Yeah. And Jordan was here in the beginning of the job, setting up ladders and stuff, whatever. And then Drew shows up in the big truck with all the gear and everything, you know. And Drew was up there with the guys flinging hammers
owners
and
on site
shingles
all day, every day.
Yeah, awesome. So you know it's going to get done right the first time instead of having to.
Well, then if the homeowner's got questions, we can get to it right there. We don't have to call the salesman, have him come over and deal with that. You know,
decision makers on site.
Boom,
There's also little tiny tweaks always every single job. Can you just I have that little piece over there that's been bothering me. Please. And when you have an owner on the job site, it's like, we can do that. And that's the best thing about being family owned and operated. There are little things that like, well, we're going to charge you for that. We don't, we just understand that it's a community based roofing project that, a lot of these customers that are contacting us are former friends of a friend, we treat it like a family. You're family to us,
Yeah, for sure.
So,
well, in this case, it really was. My neighbor, Rob, used to roof for American Roofing back in the day with this cat when they first started.
He's the one that got me in it.
Yeah, and Rob actually, were you on Rob's roof when he was doing that a few years ago? Yeah. Rob did his own roof for a few years ago. He's like,
I had to come help him finish because he couldn't get done before the weekend. The weekend warriors couldn't get it done.
His back gives out, man. He can only do so much, know. But and then as far as American Roofing, so you said a lot of it, family owned, second generation, family owned, Wisconsin owned company, 40 years in business, GAF certified installers, right?
Love that.
What else did we have? We talked about some of this beforehand, right?
The BBB,
free estimates,
free
and
estimates.
all kinds of stuff. But the coolest thing I think about that, because when I had my roof replaced just recently, I went out and I had probably 7 or 8 roofers here, Tammy, something like that. 7 or 8 roofers on site looking at our roof. Okay, and some of them I knew I wasn't going to be using because we were going to be going through the insurance company and stuff like that. So I intentionally called some guys that were the more expensive roofing companies out there.
You got to see.
I got to see what's out there. What's the top guy charging? What's the bottom guy charging? And I don't want to be the bottom guy. I don't want to be with the big guy. No. I want to be somewhere in the middle, which is right where you guys ended up at. And when I had the big guys come out, they were less impressive than you guys when you came out and having a real conversation. They sent the 2 big companies that we had come out. One of them sent an older guy, which really knew his stuff and probably been doing it for a really long time. Yeah. The other one sent a young kid out, that showed up in a BMW and with some slides on.
Was that electric
I'm like,
vehicle?
What the fudge is going on here? You don't look like a roofer, man. Where's your tire paws?
Yeah, right.
And it was just one of those things that. There had more advertising, more marketing, and all that kind of stuff. But you're paying. That's what you're paying for.
That's what you're paying for.
Yeah, you're not paying for the better quality, know. And it was nice that when I called to get a quote from you guys, I'm getting text from Drew. I'm getting text from Neil. I mean, I'm the owner of the company's text messaging me and talking to me about what I'm looking for. Yep. And it really was refreshing to have you guys come out and have a real conversation with me, walk around the house, take the time, and spend the time to talk to me about what I was looking for, what I wanted. And when I said that, hey, I want the manufacturer shingles, I want their products used throughout. You guys are like, yeah, for sure. That's the only way to do it.
That's what we do. Yeah.
Yeah. These other guys say, oh, well, we use this underlayment, we use this roof. I'm like, no, because then you're gonna have problems with warranty and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It was just a night and day difference between
Trust
talking
the process.
to you guys.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and you guys were quick to put everything down in writing. That night you had a whole thing of written up for me with the stuff that I wanted and the little extras that I wanted from the bullet boot to the improving the flashings and some other details and stuff that we wanted in there. And you guys nailed it. You guys knocked it out of the park without even blinking. It wasn't even a thing. You didn't question what I was talking about or anything, and you guys knocked it out of the park. And that was from the beginning of my experience to the end. You guys were great when I first met you, and you guys showed up on time when you said you were going to be here, and you got it done. I mean, the guys 2 houses down from us, spent what, 4 days?
It
was like 4 days.
They started before,
Yeah.
We were talking about that while
there was
we were
another
here,
roof going on.
There was another roof going on,
Yeah.
2 houses down. Yeah, and it took them 4 days that those guys were.
Yeah, they only had 4 guys though, but
They did only have 4
Should have went a
guys.
little quicker, but
they started early and they left early.
Yeah.
You know, and
banker hours.
Banker hours. It was what it was, you know. But you guys came in. You bring a full crew in. You bust it out. You get it done, and you're on site. You're not just you're up there throwing hammers and flinging shingles with the guys, but you're also there watching over the whole operation, making sure that it's all going smoothly and that it's getting done right the first time, which is huge. When you're talking about a huge expense, I mean, my roof was a $17,000-$18,000 roof, you know, so it was something that I didn't want to have to pay for again. You know, I didn't want to have to call you guys up and have to come back out or anything. And when I saw that Drew's here, I just, I'm gonna just go inside and watch some TV or work on some shit, you know, and it was
kick back and relax.
Yeah, it was relieving to know that you were out there taking care of it, you know. So it worked out really, really well, and I was really proud to have you guys out here doing our job. Now, on another note, might be more important than my roof. Okay,
all right, we're ready.
Was the Green Bay Packers schedule came out a week ago?
I didn't see it.
You haven't seen it yet?
No.
All right, so we got Jordan Love, the new, go-to guy, right?
Yep.
So 17
Real
games,
deal.
17 Packer games in a season. First one in Brazil, which will be
Oh, that's right.
I know, right? Yeah,
Yep.
Brazil. I'm just curious.
You can't bring green to Brazil, I heard.
They debunked that. That was because both teams are green.
Right.
But they're going to make
what
them
are
wear
they gonna
different
do?
colors.
I don't think are they.
Yes.
You heard that for real?
Yes.
Oh, I'll have to look that.
I know
up.
that was a thing. I heard
Yeah,
that.
they are.
I didn't know
getting
what
rid of the green. They're no green.
I didn't know what ended up happening.
Because of Brazil soccer. Or
I'm not sure.
It's kind of crazy.
It's just a weird thing.
Yeah. Well,
What are you
we'll
gonna
find
do?
out. But so 17 games in a year. How many wins are the Packers getting this year? Give us the prediction. We'll come back and judge you.
12 and 5.
We'll come back in January and judge you.
12 and 5.
12 and 5.
Watch out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
You're a faithful Packer guy.
I am. But
Neil's image when it comes through on the phone. Neil's image is him at the Packer game with this big burly Wisconsin hat on and the thing and the Packers. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say 11-6, but I'm gonna say they beat the Bears twice.
I'm good with that. I'm good. As long as they beat the
That's all I
Bears
care about.
and they beat the Vikings are going to be kind of easy picking this year. Rookie quarterback and the whole thing. And so we'll see.
So much hype down there. It's just way
Yeah.
too much hype.
Yeah.
We got some good talent in the division.
Yeah, there
Upcoming young.
There is.
Young,
It's all
but-
of them are young. I mean, Detroit's young. We're young. You know, I think last year we were the youngest team in the NFL. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Well, now that Jones is gone, we got a lot younger, and Bakhtiari and Jones are gone.
Yeah,
so
well, and
there
Jones
you go.
he's wearing purple now,
I
know,
know.
which I love,
That was
Darren. Don't
hard
get me
to
wrong.
see.
It was hard to see him go, but you know, it's a business. Yeah, it is what it is. And Josh Jacobs, we'll see.
Yeah,
you know,
hopefully.
Stud.
Hopefully the stud, not the injury a bug, but we'll see. He's at that prime, you know, where he's got probably a good 5
What's
to 8
his age
years.
right now? Isn't that
26?
Isn't that the year like Adrian Peterson went crazy?
It was right around there, yeah. But just 26. I mean, you can't go wrong when Aaron Jones is what 30 something.
32.
Hey, it's a young team, and we didn't think they were going to go very far last year, and look what happened.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and
was a
Jordan,
whole lot
Jordan
of
got
fun.
it figured out after
San
like, the
Francisco
fifth-
got
fifth,
lucky.
sixth game. Yeah.
We should have been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We actually have we have season tickets with Buddy. We're in a group.
Oh, nice.
We get to go see the rematch this year. The 49ers are coming to Lambeau.
Oh, awesome.
So
Let's
be
go
good.
Lambeau.
Let's go Lambeau. Yeah. So-
Lambeau.
It'll be good. All right, so that is a little bit of that. Let's get into the roof. Let's get our main topic, you guys. So,
All right.
we're talking about roofing. All right, so as far as roofing, your roof is what keeps your house water free, basically, is what we're looking at. That's the whole
First
reason.
line
of
of
it.
defense.
First line of defense, and it's all about moving water, essentially, right? And preventing wind and all that kind of stuff in there as well. But the main thing is water prevention, right? So when we're talking about a roof, the roof works by basically shedding water to different areas where we have gutters and downspouts to take the water away from the roof. The roof has to be not only water resistant or water prevention or water resilient, you know, but it also has to have a lot of other features to it in actually like managing wind and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
how
the
it stays attached
adhesives
to the house.
important part of the shingle.
Yep.
You don't want it blown off an 80-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah, but homeowners don't look at that. They don't look at the strength of the adhesive, and the adhesive. You guys, if you look at the bottom of the shingles, that little black strip in there, that's important.
That's the Duragrip. That's the GAF Duragrip. We love that.
There you go.
There's like the algae protection. There's like 4 mega majors. The algae protection, the wind damage, the Duragrip, and the layer lock technology. I mean, those 4 alone, GAF just stands behind it. Yeah, 100%. They love it. We love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and stood the test of time so far.
One of the nice things, when Neil came in, we were picking shingles and stuff. He had all the literature from GAF or whatever, and talk about all the different materials and all that kind of stuff. And we'll have a separate video on that as well in our roofing series that we're going to do. But yeah, that's great. And GAF, I have nothing but good things to say about them. What I've seen their products in the past and stuff. So I'm glad it's on my roof. Looking forward to seeing what it turns out in the long term. But so the roof process, we basically have your shingles that are going to shed the water. We have flashings that are going to move water away from protrusion areas and things like that. We have boot flashings and things on pipes and that kind of stuff. We have vents that are in our roof too, right? So we could have box vents or ridge vents like what we have on my roof. Vent. Yep.
Now, the one thing that homeowners are confused about are why we would use or select ridge venting over static venting. Yeah. And it is kind of it's hard to predict early on which is going to work better. But we will say, we would select ridge venting in certain areas, but if we find areas that are not venting properly still after the ridge vent is put on, we would recommend a static vent. And that's kind of during the whole process. When we're doing a roofing system, we have to identify those things. So not always are they identified in the beginning. It's more so as we're starting to tear things off, we're going to put a static vent in this particular area.
Just because it's going to work better.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of it comes to with square footage of venting. How much square footage of venting?
Not every roof is conducive for ridge venting, but people love the look of it, and they don't want to see the old vents
square
sticking
box
out
vents.
of it.
But yeah. And, they've updated some of the new ones look better than the old ones used to look, right?
Yeah.
But they're still...
Still an eyesore.
It still sits on the surface and makes your roof
breaks
look
up the flow of the roof.
Yeah, sure, and it's one more protrusion through the roof too. That's got potential for leaking. I mean, I've seen a lot of those old box vents where I go up into the roof in the middle of winter. There's a pile of snow sitting in the
flanged up and
the snow just blowing right up underneath there. Or birds make nests underneath those things and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So and as far as the ventilation goes, it's okay to have extra exhaust venting. You just don't want extra intake. You have to balance it, right?
You want to. Yeah, the more balanced system, the better. But it's actually better to have a little more intake.
More intake,
because then that creates the static pressure and the flow to push it out. Yeah.
We did identify a couple jobs last year where we had to install intake vents. The homeowner might had insulation blown in and may have covered up their soffit venting.
Yeah.
So at that time, we decided as a game time decision where we decided to cut intake vents.
Yep.
About what do they go? About 15 inches up from the gutter line.
Oh, the edge. Yeah, like the
intake edge.
Yeah, on the roof. Yeah.
Oh, not the ones that are on the roof, not soffit vents. So soffit vents, you guys, if you have your overhang on your roof, they're the vents, the little holes that are underneath there. Okay, that's your intake vents in most homes, right? And then you're going to have trays lots of times.
But if you have like an older home that doesn't have the soffits, then you got you go a couple feet up the roof, and when we're doing the application, you cut like 1.5 inch strip, and then you put this certain kind of vent that acts as an intake to get the airflow.
And it blends right in with the shingles. Yeah, just the little raised shingle section.
You see it. It's shingled over it. Yeah, but you see that, and you're like, what is that? I'm like, oh, that's the new intake vent.
Intake vent, yeah. And in the old houses, they maybe didn't even have intake vents at all. They just had two gable vents at the end or whatever,
Right, but when the houses get updated and house wrapped and they get more airtight, you need that airflow to keep everything moving. You don't want your attic to be that hot.
Yeah, if you had a really old house and it was leaky and stuff like that, ventilation wasn't as crucial.
Air seeping out everywhere. It ventilated itself, but the more airtight you get, you need that.
The more airtight, the more insulation and all that kind of stuff. You got to balance that ventilation stuff in there as well. So everybody would think, oh, I want my house to be airtight. Well, not really. Not really. Don't overdo this.
But then you want your ventilation to be spot on.
Yep. You want your living space to be as airtight as possible. Fewer air leaks there is better. Right. But then you still need to ventilate the other spaces like your roofs and your walls and all that kind of stuff as well. Even in a flat roofing situation, you still got to have ventilation in that space of some kind. So otherwise you're going to end up with mold issues and water issues and condensation stuff. Now, as far as common roof repairs, so this is before we have to replace the roof. Common roof repairs. Ridge cap I put down as one of the more common ones.
That's been a common one because of like I said, that issue that they had when they tried something different in the manufacturing of shingles. But they've cleared that up now, so we shouldn't see any more of those failures.
As long as they're not using the right materials.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. If somebody's replacing your ridge cap and they're going up with composition shingle that they just cut, and bent over, like that's not good, So ridge cap, wind damage still happens quite frequently.
You get to that 18-20 year mark, and the south sides where it's all dried up and just pounded by the sun and.
Yeah,
I've got one. This is a good one. Okay, so we do once in a while find chimney flashing issues.
Yeah,
but in the last year or two, I think we've recreated some saddles to help with the
crickets.
Crickets,
the chimney?
Yeah. So like the homeowner is having pooling right in front of their chimney, and they just can't figure it out. They used flex tape and this tape and caulk and mud and whatever they can.
Flex seal has its place, but it's not on your roof. Okay,
right.
Yeah.
So we have gone in there and hey, let's build a saddle, and that helps. A lot of times it helps alleviate,
redirects that water. Right. So what Neil's talking about, you guys, if you have your square or rectangular roof, the area behind it is usually flat, and sometimes traditionally guys would just flash up underneath there, and call it a day, right? Yeah. If you put a cricket or a saddle in there, it's two beveled pieces of wood or metal, and then you shingle over the top of that as the water comes down the roof, it redirects it around
from the back,
the chimney, makes it less likely to leak and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
But it is an extra step, extra expense, and it takes time and knowledge. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard cuts to make because these are compound miter cuts, right?
Yep.
So you gotta, the brick in the chimney, you gotta saw all that.
Yeah, you gotta seat that in there.
There's some ice and water shield around that area. There's all kinds of things going on.
All kinds of stuff. Leaking roof boots, which we talked about as our defect of the week.
Common.
Yeah, very common. Flashing problems.
Also
very common. Yeah. And flashing problems often when roofers are getting replaced are oftentimes overlooked by inexperienced roofers.
Right.
You have sidewall flashings. You have.
I like to talk to them, not talk them into getting rid of their chimneys, but I always ask them, is this chimney still in use? Is your water heater updated? Is it now ventilating out the side of the house? Mm-hmm. Can we just
take it out?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not because it's easier for you. You're doing it because it's better for them.
It's going to prevent those.
Prevent the leaks. Yep. It's also whenever you have masonry chimney sticking out your roof, it's going to be a maintenance issue. Right. Even if you're not using it, as it deteriorates, you're going to have to maintain it or do something with it. So if you can knock it down when you're replacing the roof, for sure. Yeah. And I always tell people if I go into a home and there's an old water heater in there, I'm like, all right, so this is a 2-part problem. One, you're going to fix it by updating your water heater and going to a high efficiency water heater, and because it's orphaned. Now you don't need that vent that you would put up for $1,000. Plus, your roof isn't all that; it doesn't have all that much life left in it. So you can knock that chimney off, eliminate the chimney repair, the vent, and all that kind of stuff by replacing your water heater and spending an extra $500 on a power vented water heater instead of just a conventional efficiency one. So,
absolutely,
it's definitely
get rid of it. Sorry, Mason guys, but get rid of it.
Yeah, well, they have other jobs they can do. Every house that goes up has these lick and stick stones on the front. Those guys got to start doing it for real. Then instead of the 16-year-old on a bucket with stuff, and then hail damage is regretfully become more frequent. I don't know. It's not something that was
especially
thing
around by us
the
last couple of years. It's been crazy.
I mean, every 2-3 years something rolls through. I mean, Economowoc got hit hard. My area got hit hard twice.
Pewaukee got hit Creek, hard. Franklin.
Yeah,
we've seen it all over Greenfield last year.
Got hit pretty hard. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. So. I mean, and weather in general has been abnormal recently. So who knows what the cause is.
The first week of February,
Yeah. But
we were roofing first week of February.
You didn't hear about that often though before, and it just is a thing. And then as far as when does a roof need to be replaced? So there's
every week.
Every week from the roofer, okay.
Well,
but there's things that will cause somebody to call for a roofing replacement, right, or repair, right?
Yep.
And so leaking is usually the first thing that people are going to call you guys about, right?
Yep. Leaking or blow-offs. You get the wind damage.
Yep, wind damage. If they look at their roof, even, right?
You can see a lot of times the trails from the moss damage as it's starting to.
The algae.
Yeah, the algae's really start. The curling is a good sign.
The curling shingles, missing shingles laying in your yard are all reasons that somebody would call you guys up. But at this point, when those things are happening, we'll probably already missed the boat by a bit.
Most likely,
you know what I mean.
Some of them are early warning signs.
Yeah,
when you start getting the blow-offs, you might be getting up there in age, or maybe the shingle that's on there, the adhesive's not the greatest. So
that's possible too. Yeah,
and then they lose their adhesive. Blowing 70-mile-an-hour wind, that's going to blow the water underneath and getting those nails and drip in your attic.
Yeah, for sure. Age, like, is it something that you can put a direct age on a shingle?
It's hard. I tell everyone, the old shingles, they don't put years on them anymore. They're lifetime and ultra lifetime, but before they used to be 25, 30, 40 year shingles.
Yeah.
So if you get your 80%, 85%, I think you're doing good.
Yeah. And to put an exact year on it, every house is different. Every house is different. Every shingle is different. Every shingle manufacturer
the ventilation,
is different.
Hi,
Kelsey. Hi, Peter. How you guys doing? Thanks for watching tonight. Every house is different, and every roof is different. And
every system's different.
Sometimes it just has to be that, hey, this roof is facing due south, so you're going to get hot sun every day, all year long. And this side of the roof's going to
break down first.
Yeah. Where my house is kind of tilted a little southwest. So that side of the roof got much more heat and temperature and that kind of stuff, where the backside really didn't. And also when that hail came in, from this way, blasted everything on this side.
You're doing a hail inspection. You can tell where the storm came from.
The other side of my roof looked really good. The front side, not so good.
Wooded lots where you have branches that are kind of swaying over the top of the roof.
Tree damage and stuff like that.
We had a lot of trees in the gutters and roofs this year.
Granular loss. That's a touchy subject, though.
It's a warning sign that it's getting old. It doesn't mean your roof is bad by any means, but it just means it's starting to break down a little bit.
Yep. Granular, you guys, it's like the sandy type material that's on top of your roof. If you go up and touch it, your roof is rough because of granular. And the granular is adhered to your roof mainly to dissipate heat. Right. So that's what's its main job,
protection,
is to dissipate heat, protection. And if that protection's gone, does that mean your roof's going to leak? No. But it means that your roof is aged.
It's aged and it's starting to break down.
Now, sometimes in my situation, it was prematurely aged by the hailstorms that came through. So these hailstorms came through, and I had the hail that hit my house, and two hailstorms were slightly larger than quarter size, so a little bit bigger than an inch type of thing. And ultimately, what happened was there was so much hail that hit that the snowplows had to come out, and they had to use the snowplows to clear the roads because there was 3 inches of hail sitting on our roads.
Wow, so that's intense.
That was a lot, and I have video of it out in the backyard, which Tammy will probably splice into our roofing videos, stuff that we're going to be doing. But it was just piled up in my backyard. Wow. I went out there and took a scoop, whatever. And it was just this pile of ice stones.
So even if it's not big hail, smaller hail in that intensity will. We'll mess it up.
Yep. Yeah. And the insurance company was very quick to come out and said, "Oh, this is granular loss. Your roof isn't damaged."
Natural granular loss.
Yeah. I'm like, no, this is not natural, man. No. You can look at the backside over here, and I had gone and taken pictures of the hail and all that kind of stuff on the day, and I saved some in a baggie in the freezer so they could actually see the hail, and that kind of stuff. And then they ended up sending out so the adjuster came, and that's what he said, and he showed up, went up on the roof, and he went up on the roof with sunglasses on, never took them off the whole time, and he tried to tell me that the sunglasses help you see the roof better. I'm like, really? I'm like, I'm a homeless veteran. I don't look at roofs with sunglasses on,
It also helps you with fishing also.
It does. The polarization of it. Yeah. And so then I called the insurance company, complained. They ended up sending out a engineer, and the engineer was like, yeah, the granular you have excessive granular loss caused by the hail. But by the definition that me and my company use as far as damage goes, that's not roof damage. I'm like, well, what is roof damage? If the hail came and my roof's a year old, and
rewrite the laws.
Yeah,
my roof's a year old. It's getting goofy lately. It's just goofy. Yeah.
It's just weird.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, if my roof's a year old or something like that, hail comes, blasts off all the granular, and that's not going to be called damage to my insurance company. Right. I'm like, what the fudge is going on?
I can't believe it. Yeah, because they want to protect. That's your house is their investment as well.
You would think so.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, but it came down to they didn't want to pay a claim. And so then I ended up having to get an attorney, and we had to go after the insurance company. It was done in 3 weeks ish,
Oh, that's not too bad.
And so it was a slam dunk. It was they just didn't want to pay top dollar for it, So it was one of those things that we came to a settlement or whatever. My attorney made some money. I got some money to put towards my roof, not all of it, but I didn't expect all of it. You know,
but anything helps.
Some people in the insurance industry these days are talking about changes that are coming to how roofs are going to be insured in the future, and that they're going to be insured much like cars or vehicles are, in that they get depreciated over time. And that's cool. That's cool. Your roof is 15 years old.
Right.
You don't deserve brand new roof money. You should pay for the 15 years that your roof had on it. And I don't got a problem with that either. But to blatantly deny a claim that the damage was caused by hail is kind of like, dude, I've been with you guys for 15 years.
I got to get out of it.
I got 2 houses with you, 4 ATVs, a boat, and 4 cars. What the? Come on,
Come on, step up.
Yeah, it's a quick way to lose a customer,
No,
so
exactly.
it is what it is. So that's when you should look at replacement. You guys, you're talking about the roof is deteriorated beyond its repairable life, right? Essentially.
Sometimes you can't do a repair. You're just the shingles are old and brittle, and you try to do a repair, and you just end up cracking and breaking more. And
here's a question that comes up pretty much every year. Can you shingle over dimensional shingles? Drew, you want to answer that?
Well, you can, but you shouldn't.
Yes.
We're asked that.
As a homeowner, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not going to.
There's the roof over process, and there are some roofers
that will
roof over an existing roof.
I'll show up at a house with 3 layers of shingles on it.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it all.
Terrible idea.
It's not recommended if it's a dimensional shingle up there. And most homes that have been built in the year 2000 by now that are going to be calling us in the next couple of years are going to be like, I'm going on my 23rd or 25th year. I'm going to need a new roof. Can I shingle over it?
Yeah.
No. I mean, we can't.
Not something we would do.
It's not covered. It's not covered in their warranties. The manufacturers will not back this product. Yep. It's a slippery slope.
A lot of municipalities will allow up to 2 layers of shingles. They used to allow 3 or 4. Now they don't. Now they'll allow up to 2 on a building permit type of thing. But when it comes to your new shingles you're putting on, the longevity of the new shingles, the warranties, the insurance, all that stuff, you should tear off that shingle every time. And if it costs you an extra $1,000, $2,000 for the tear off, pay it. Because you're going to get down there, you're going to be able to repair any damaged wood that's rotted or damaged.
Right. Like you didn't know you had those little leaks.
Correct.
You don't know that then. And that leak's just gonna, the mold in there is just gonna.
My roof
spread.
was bone flat. I wouldn't have you guys walking around on it. You couldn't tell until you ripped the shingles off and saw the water damage. But you also get to lay down some of the newer materials that we know are going to help make your roof last longer, like ice and water shield, improve your flashings, replace and improve your ventilation and stuff like that. All these are things that are good for your roof and that don't cost a lot of money, but you got to do a full tear off in order to do those things. You can't put ice and water shield down on an existing shingle. It's just not going to work. And also, when you're talking about putting a new shingle on, you're now diminishing the lifespan of that shingle.
So it cuts off the lifespan.
Yeah,
for
and it's not going to lay as flat. It's not going to look as nice when you're done.
Nice.
So lots of really good reasons to do a full tear off every single time you replace your roof. And I would never recommend doing a roof over. If you find somebody that is recommending that, probably tell them where the front door is so that you can see their butt on the way out. But definitely not something you should do. Now, as far as the insurance company, when do they kick in? If there was an insurance claim, okay, they will usually write a check. Most of the time, it's going to go directly to the homeowner, right? And then you guys would take care of settling up with the homeowner from there. Now, I've heard some people that they'll get a check, and the check was for $18,000. The roof replacement was $15,000. What do we do with that $3,000? That's yours.
That's theirs.
That's yours. Your insurance company covered your roof up to this dollar
That's
amount.
why you get multiple estimates.
That's why you get multiple estimates, and the insurance company, they write you a check for your value. Now, the same thing can happen with your car, with your ATV. We had our ATV not crash, but it like rolled over and got kind of the frame got bent and stuff like that. Okay. And the value of the ATV was $7,000. I got it on sale, and I only paid $5,500 for it. But we got the brand new replacement value of it, and so we got the money that was left over.
Right. They all have their values that they go by. So.
Exactly.
I think you have a buyer beware though. When you have again, we were kind of talking about the storm chasers a little bit earlier. When you have somebody knocking on your door and they're wanting you to sign, hey, I can get your roof insured and get it bought.
Yep.
But you're going to need to sign this document stating that I'm going to get the full claim from the insurance company. It's the wrong way to do it.
It's the wrong way to
I
do
think
it.
you need to start with your insurance company, get that going. Yeah. Let's get some numbers and then get some real quotes from like 4 or 5 different roofing companies where you can kind of see the ballpark instead of signing your life away.
Yep.
There's some.
One of the things that I tell people is to do it a little bit different. And I tell them to have some roofers come and look at your roof. Because if you make a claim to the insurance company, that counts against you as far as your claims go.
Right.
And so if you have a couple of roofers come and say, yeah, you definitely have roof damage, hail damage, lots of times they'll also document it for you and stuff like that, and they'll give you some estimates so you have something to work with. Then you contact the insurance company. But you got to go with the insurance company should be made aware that there's something going on,
right?
Not necessarily filing a claim, but making them aware, And then when the adjuster comes, you should have whatever contractor you're going to do the work with, have them there with the adjuster, talking to them, answering questions, and talking about it, and having a knowledgeable person.
It doesn't always work.
It doesn't always work. Yeah, like the roofer's not necessarily going to be able to talk the adjuster into anything,
right?
But having that knowledgeable person that can talk the lingo, with the adjuster is the way to go, and because the adjuster is going to assign a damage value, or how do they, what do they just say it's full replacement, partial replacement? How does that end up working out?
It's hard to say, like, determine what they're going to do,
we never know what they're going to do. It's just a field report to get info, and then they submit it, and then you as the homeowner hear back from the insurance company what they're gonna do or not do.
Sure. Yeah, and sometimes they'll cover partial, sometimes they'll cover full.
Right.
It all depends, on the on the situation, because every situation is different. Sometimes they'll say a roof is repairable and they'll pay for the repairs, and that kind of stuff. But it's all every one of them is different. But working with some reputable roofers is where you start, and getting that whole process and involving them from the beginning. Find who you want to work with, who you trust, and then go from there. The insurance company, while you think they always have your back, they don't always have your back.
No, and same with other contractors. Whoever you sign with, make sure you get that insurance money before they start the job.
Yeah, and like Neil's saying,
they can tell you that they got insurance to cover it. Yeah. But if you didn't hear that and you don't have your money yet.
Yeah. Well, and like Neil Insurance, these guys will come out and they'll say, well, we're going to do this, and you are agreeing to have us do your roof no matter what. Right. And then whether or not you get it with the insurance company or not, now you sign a deal to do it with them no matter what. It's like,
and it's inflated.
Yeah, and they're not.
Be careful. Yeah,
they're not a local Wisconsin company. They're not second generation family owned. They're not 40 years in experience. They're not GAF certified installers.
The owner's not going to be on the roof.
The owner's not going to be on the roof doing the work. Who does that? American Roofing does that. So you can get a hold of these guys, and they'll be happy to come out. Neil's great. He'd come out and talk to anybody.
Absolutely,
very personable and would work well with you. Now, one question that we get a lot when we're talking about the cost of a roof. The roof cost, it varies greatly from house to house, right? Yep. And it has to do with the number of materials, the size of the roof, the pitch of the roof, that kind of stuff. Yep. And a lot of different factors play into this, right? Mm-hmm. But for let's say your average 1,500 square foot house with a 812 roof, we're talking that probably 15 to...
a little bit less. If it's like 1,500, you're probably in the 12,000 range.
12,000
10 to 12, depending.
Yeah.
The best is when you have a bunch of homes lined up. There are neighborhoods where they're pretty close together. Well, that guy paid $8,500. Why is mine $12,000? Yeah. There's always different factors and dormers and pitches that we talked about where you could possibly have a 12-12 pitch and the guy across the street has a 6-12.
It's a big difference.
Yeah. So the pricing's a little different.
Yep.
And the square footage of a house doesn't necessarily
tell the story either.
Right, because 2 stories, you got more square footage of house, but
and
less
if you have
roof.
a lot of hips and roof directions and mischanges and flashings and all that kind of stuff, all that plays a role.
The newer neighborhoods that have the bigger ranches are sometimes they're more expensive than the guy that has the built up home.
You got more roof with a ranch,
Yep.
but you got less siding and less windows. So
Yep.
you know.
Now, if you guys, if somebody came to you and they had a roof on a house that they wanted to replace and the garage was detached, are you gonna and they say, "Oh, don't worry about the garage."
That's their call.
That's their call, but it's not that much more, is it? If it's this little
like
garage?
a 2-car garage, you're probably looking at $4,500 somewhere around there for a 2-car garage.
I guess. Yeah, and if it was done at a different time.
What about the shed? Can you get the
The
shed?
shed. Can you get the shed?
Please.
You throw the shed in there. Yeah.
If it's a little shed,
we might have a bundle laying around.
Whatever. Yeah.
Depending on what it is.
Sometimes
that's usually
it's a game changer.
right.
You know.
Yeah.
Again, that goes to the family owned and operated. You know,
That's right. And the decision makers on site. Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to call
we
anybody.
can do that. A lot of times we'll flip a favor.
And it's just,
especially
the whole
for repeat customers and
repeat customers, or somebody like in a situation like Neil was talking about, where there's a couple of houses. If you guys can bundle a bunch of neighbors together, get a little bit of a deal.
Definitely a thing. Right?
We love to bundle.
Yep. Well, and a lot of the subdivisions now, they're all going up at the same time, so they're all replacing roofs at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of
an early sign. You were asking earlier about a sign in the neighborhood when you're starting to see other neighbors.
There you go.
Get it done. Hey, you might be not
You're
far
driving
behind.
by the roofer and all his equipment. You're like, I think it's time to start thinking about it.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Always get a price ahead of time because sticker shock does come into play, right?
Get a price ahead of time written down, and get what they agree to. If you're gonna agree to have a chimney flashing put on, have that in the writing. It should be. We're gonna take care of that.
Right.
No, you got to have it in the writing so that it's done. Because there's a lot of contractors out there that aren't as reputable. That don't keep their word, as one would say.
One thing that about contracts, when you're reading through contracts, the one thing that bothers me the most when we're dealing with apples to apples, is when you have that contract, that buyer beware. Again, the homeowners are not certain when there is a line item that says, I will charge additional for manual labor on, they don't really identify. Occasionally we get some condo projects where it's just, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Sure.
Like, really?
Vague statements, right?
Yeah, just very vague statements. And, we kind of think that this is what it's going to cost. This is our big number. But if we find, 100 squares of sheathing, you're going to pay. And then that's not really typically in the bottom line, and the condo association signs an agreement.
Yeah.
And again,
for
I don't know.
a huge dollar amount too.
Huge.
Yeah. Huge dollar amount.
Unaware.
Now, you used the word there that a lot of homeowners don't know. Square. Now, when they think of square, they think of a shape, right? They think of a framing square, right? But that
was a good segue, by the way.
I know, right? But in roofing, you guys use the word square in a little bit different, right? What's a square of roofing?
That's a 100 square foot area. It's 10 by 10.
10 by 10. So 10
that's
foot
how we
by 10
determine
foot.
the size of your roof, and that's what we base your quote on.
Yeah. And a square of roofing takes how many bundles of shingles?
Standard 3. There are some that are 4, just because they're heavier, so they package them a little bit.
Sure. So the
get
number of
the big boys, the Camelots, and the
sure.
Those
heavy
can be
duties.
Those
They're
can
all-
be 5.
they're
4
all
or 5.
different, a little different than.
But standard 3.
Standards 3.
Yep.
And then when that also comes into play with your underlayments and all that. All your materials are bundled based on square.
Yep.
Right.
Correct.
And so that's a common roofing term. And when the roofers come to you talking about square, know that they're talking about a 10 foot by 10 foot square area on your roof. And like when they're looking for insurance claims and stuff, the guys are going to come out and put chalk on your roof in a 1 square section.
Right. They look for a certain amount of hits in that 10 by 10
square.
area, and determines if your roof is damaged and needs replacing.
Yep. So square. Now, the next segment we were going to get into, guys, was talking about the roofing materials. Are you guys willing to come back again?
Yeah,
sometime?
absolutely.
We'll talk about the roof replacement process, from beginning to end. Is that cool? We'll talk about that at that time, because I got some other fun stuff we want to get to.
Okay.
So we got a giveaway. Right. Why don't we jump right into that right away? So the question giveaway this week, we're giving away a American Roofing and Home Improvements shirt.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Fresh
Even
print.
got their new logo on it. Look at that guy. Ooh,
That's the shield.
That's good stuff. And so we're giving this away. But besides giving this away, we're going to give you a way to check out your roof too. So we are going to give away one of these Shockwave X31 drones.
It's pretty sharp.
So that's sharp. Man.
Loving that.
Quadcopter. So Shockwave X31 drone. The shirt, we're going to send that all over to you. If you can answer the following question correct, we are going to get the answer from Drew and Neil on the side after the show. And first person to put the correct answer in the comments down below will win the prize. If you aren't watching the show live and you're watching on the replay, the first person to put the correct answer in the comments below. You guys are going to give me the answer after the show, but this is the question. This is the question. You guys ready?
Ready.
The question is, what is the least favorite part of being a roofer? What is the least favorite part of being a roofer? Don't say it. Don't say it. The least favorite part of being a roofer. I'm going to ask these cats what it is. We're going to put the answer down. The first person to put the correct answer in the comments today in the live show or in the replay comments will win the X31 Shockwave drone and an American Roofing shirt, courtesy of American Roofing. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. So we'll give that away. The next thing we're going to do is we got a mystery box battle.
Oh boy,
heard about this.
Let's do this.
We prepared you a little bit.
Is there an insurance roofing claim guy inside one of these?
There's not. A little adjuster pops out. Hey Neil, we got to talk.
You've had hail damage.
Tammy, you got our boxes over? Oh, the boxes are behind me. She's been putting them behind me now.
Yeah, they're behind you, so it's a little bit easier.
All right, so these are the 3 boxes, guys. So the mystery box battle, guys, you're going to get a box, and in that box is going to be a topic. You're going to have 1 minute to defend or say why your topic is the best of the 3 topics, and or you could spend your minute beating up the other topics if you think the others deserve to be.
You get
beaten
1
up.
minute, huh?
You get 1 minute,
all right.
And then the other people will get their minute to go as well. Neil, would you like to pick first? Which box would you like to choose?
The middle box.
The middle box. There you go. Drew, which one would you prefer?
I'll go for the little box.
He's going to go for the little box on top. All right, boys, let's open them up, see what we got. All right, so this is on a pitched roof.
No.
What?
Oh, bummer.
I don't think Neil likes his.
This is the one.
All right.
No. Fair.
We can switch.
No. We're fair.
It's okay. You can
No, we're good.
I think I've got
I can
all
defend
these.
this. No, I can.
You can say why that's bad. I think you'd feel a conflict. You'd feel internal conflict here. You'll feel internal conflict.
No. We got it. It's the game. We got to play the game.
All right, so we're gonna stick to the game. All right, so so we're talking about the material that would be used on a pitched roof residential home here in Wisconsin. All right, so mine is asphalt 3-tab.
Are we supposed to show?
You're going to show it and talk about it. So Drew's is composition architectural shingle, and Neil has metal roofing. Okay. Now this is hard for Neil because Neil spends every day selling composition architectural shingle.
Yes.
So this is going to be kind of a non-intuitive for Neil. But I think Neil knows enough about roofing that he can probably sell metal if and when American Roofing gets into metal roofing.
Yeah.
So
it's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all changing.
You guys are branching out. I mean, you guys
new
are doing
horizons.
You're doing rubber.
We get asked about it a lot. So
yeah. So the next question is, who would like to go first?
Go ahead, Neil.
Neil.
Oh, great.
Or do you want more time to think about it?
Great.
You want more time to think about it?
No.
You're good. All right. So Neil, tell us why metal roofing is the best for a.
All right. Well, we all know that metal is the has the longest lifespan of the
3 out here.
Of this.
Yes, definitely. We're going with metal.
Sure.
Durability, by far. This is the big daddy of roofing. This is going to have the strongest wind protection. This is going to have the lifetime, the longest warranty of the other 2. Yep. This one's going to have with the baked enamel, the coloration's going to stay the longest. There's going to be the least amount of fading. You're going to have the strength involved into this. It also comes with a giant cost. I'm not gonna lie. This is not
about 3 times the cost.
So if you're looking to install something on your roof, that's gonna be
depending on who you get a estimate from on your asphalt.
That's right. Yeah.
Well. We all.
It'll probably be 5 times the cost of our estimate.
I'm just gonna go with this. This is by far the presidential of roofs that are available out there.
Yeah, it probably would last the longest. Now, some people would debate the tile. some of the down south.
Oh, yeah,
folks.
yeah,
The
clay
down
tiles,
south,
yeah.
some of the clay and concrete tiles might last just.
There's also some
roof,
new
but-
applications where GAF is coming out with solar metal. There's
That's
Yeah,
so
they're
yeah,
incorporating that into the
there's
shingles
some
now.
new
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, again, we're getting more and more involved in this, and the future of roofing. This could be the innovation of roofing right here. As we go on, I've seen some
Maybe.
tiles. Look, the
Still in
what we're
R&D.
talking about here with this stuff is it's
more houses in
current.
Wisconsin have this,
This
than
is
anything
the
else,
space
buddy.
age
Yep.
future. You
Not
get
for
with
long,
the
but yeah.
program.
Okay, all right. Drew, you want to go next, or you want me to kill
I
it?
got the old composition.
Composition, architectural shingle.
Architectural, yeah. It's
Note
a
to self: this is
beautiful-
what Matt put on his house.
Yep, that's it. You can get multiple color designs. It's a great looking roof. I think it's the best bang for your buck for sure. And if you buy a new house and you want to update the colors and change anything, it's pretty easy to do.
Oh, there's some over there behind Neil. You can take your headphones off and grab that, Neil.
Yeah, grab it
Right behind the ladder there.
behind the ladder. See it?
Oh yeah.
I think that's a piece that actually came off my roof.
Yep.
Let's do it. Here we go.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, you get the laminate, you get the raised part to give it some depth.
Yeah.
The whole idea is kind of make it look like the old cedar shingles.
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea of it.
Yep. Yeah. And durability wise, it's gonna
Yeah,
definitely
it's a little thicker and
last long
stronger than the old 3-tab. Better
Yep.
wind protection.
for sure. And then anything else you got to say? Do you have anything to say about metal?
No, I have nothing against it. The one thing that a lot of people don't realize when they're picking metal is the paint warranty on the metal isn't a lifetime.
But rusty
You know?
metal still doesn't leak, right?
Yeah. Well,
It's
eventually
pretty
it'll rust
rusty.
through. Yeah, if it's rusty, then you got a crack in the.
And you don't have
paint.
anything to
Right.
say about 3-tab because this is the best shingle ever, right?
Well, yeah, it's nice and flat. You can do some designs, crooked designs with your lines.
Crooked designs with your lines. Yeah. Okay. So I'll take on the 3-tab shingle. So the 3-tab shingle, probably the most common shingle that was installed in Wisconsin up until about 10 years ago. About 10 years ago,
Yeah.
almost everybody switched over to architectural shingle.
Yeah.
Right. But 3-tabs still can be purchased today. You can still put it on your
Limited.
roof today.
It's limited, but they're.
Yep.
I
I just
still
found out
might
that-
have one at Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's.
No, Menards. I just found out they're officially no
Done
more
with
3-tabs at Menards.
Yeah.
You can still get some at Home Depot, but
3-tab shingle roof, though, the cheapest roof you can do in
Yes.
Wisconsin. here.
we charge more for it. 'cause-
Rolled roofing might be cheaper.
Yes,
But
yeah.
rolled roofing's not going to last nearly
No.
as long. But 3-tab shingle used for a really long time. It used at great length here in Wisconsin. Even guys that put on the architectural shingle for the longest of times were buying bundles of 3-tab to use for their ridges and stuff.
Right.
And so it was a very common, very popular. My parents have a 3-tab shingle on their roof over in Jackson. It lasted 25 years,
Yeah.
which is uncommon for 3-tab shingle to last that long.
That was kind of the
They're
standard.
like the
20
long
years.
shot.
Yeah, you had some that were 20
The
years.
3-tab
but 20
shingle is like a long shot in a horse race,
yeah, I can see that.
and it always seems to get into the.
But when
winner's
cost
box.
comes into it, and you're throwing things in front of a homeowner, you're talking
Sticker
about
shock, yeah.
low cost, medium cost, skyrocket cost.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
It's and whenever you're talking roofing, you're not talking $100. We're talking
Right.
thousands and thousands. This is a bare
Fortunately,
minimum 5-figure number, bare minimum that we're talking about. In Neil's case, probably a 6-figure number.
Yeah,
If we were talking about my house, it would have probably been a 6-figure number. And while
for
metal
for sure.
metal does last a lot longer than these other two types, but it has its ups and downs as well. It's difficult to work with. It's heavy. It has paint warranty issues and things like that. If you don't have somebody that's knowledgeable enough to do metal properly, it's not going to turn out right. You're going to have leaking issues and things like that, and it's not easily repaired.
This is not a good.
No, it's not easily repaired.
This is not a good thing to be watching YouTube videos and install your metal roof yourself.
It is not. It is not. No, then you're going to Menards and you're buying stuff with rubber screws that are going to leak and stuff like that. So there can be lots of issues with it. But that is our mystery box battle. You guys put in there who you think is going to. Roofers have to work under extreme conditions is the first guess. Is that the answer?
No.
No, it's not. Okay, so Deb, you can feel free to put more guesses in there if you'd like. So that is our mystery box battle, you guys. Whoever you think won Put it in the comments. We like to know because I think I was the winner here, clearly. But we'll see if these guys held water. All right. Now the next thing, you guys, this is something that I've been doing recently. Top 5. You've seen top 5s on all the internet, right? Yep. So this is our top 5, you guys. This is the top 5 roofing materials reported by Architectural Digest. Now, note to self: Architectural Digest is more yuppie, I would say. And New Age, they're like California type people, you know.
I can't say Wisconsin. I've ever read it.
Yeah.
We're too busy.
We're too busy working.
We're working on
it. Architectural Digest 2024 top 5 list, top 5 best types of roofs. Top 5 best types of roofs. Can you get them in? I know you know all these types, but can you get them in the right order? So Architectural Digest, think about who's writing this story. All right, can you guys get them in order?
Slate's probably number 1.
Slate is not.
I'm going to go with
at number 6.
Spanish tile.
Clay tile came in at number 1.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that because Architectural Digest is servicing, I don't know if it's worldly, but all of the United States. And there's pretty much, if you get south of Illinois, you get south of Missouri, you're in clay tile.
Yeah, there's some in Tosa.
There's some, not a lot. Yeah. Not a lot. So clay tile is number 1.
Metal.
Metal's not number 2. Metal's actually number 4.
Okay. I'm going to go with the dimensional shingle being number 2.
Number 5.
Ooh.
Yeah, dimensional shingle, number 5.
God, it's such a good product.
I think so too, yeah.
Do they have cedar on there?
Cedar wood roofing is 8.
8, okay.
That's not in the top 5. Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Was it any of the
3-tab?
No, it wasn't.
That was a long shot.
That'd be a winner, right?
For a long shot.
No, it was not that. It was one that I was kind of I wouldn't commonly think of. Clay tile is one.
Rubber roofing?
Nope, rubber roofing wasn't even on the list.
Okay.
Which I'm kind of surprised because rubber roof can last 30 years.
Yeah.
When well done. Concrete roofing tiles.
Well, that's the new. I was going to say that new the new solar tiles that they're coming out with.
Concrete roofing
are
tiles.
composite, like hard roofing material.
Hardened concrete, and then they put the little film over the top of it that conducts electricity. I guess I don't know. But
limited supply here in the state of Wisconsin, but it's making its way north.
Yeah, in true California.
Solar isn't
not solar. Solar's on here, but it's number 7.
Okay.
Green roofing, like Al Johnson's.
Green roofing.
Put some goats on your roof.
Put some goats.
Yeah. Their top 5 was clay tiles, concrete roofing, green roofing.
Is that like I
think it's like plants and grasses and stuff on your roof, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a place up in Door County that's got.
Al Johnson's has the grass on the roof with the goats.
Goats are up there.
The goats are what trims the grass for them. Yeah. But I don't know. You'd have to. That ultimately would be a rubber roof or metal roof, right, with the grass on top. I don't know. But green
I have
roofing.
no idea how that system.
Yeah, we haven't been instructed on that installation yet.
That's not a GIF product. Is that what you're saying?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, I can see that. But metal roofing and shingles are going to be the most common here in Wisconsin that we're going to come across.
So what was 3 and 4?
3 and 4. 3 was the green roofing, and 4 was metal roofing. So clay tiles, concrete roofing, green roofing, metal roofing, then shingles. Then at 6 was slate, which is
best.
Slate.
That's a 100-year product right there.
100-year product, but super expensive and difficult to work with. The synthetic slates are, I think, a lot better than the original slates. But and then solar roofing, which is a new oncoming thing that we'll have in our next one. We're going to talk about newer technologies in roofing next time as part of our roof replacement process. And then wood roofing, which was your cedar shingles,
cedar shakes,
that kind of jazz, you know. So and then we have one new thing for you guys this week that every once in a while in the construction industry you come across these things. Flex seal and some of these other things, right?
Yeah.
That you got you got this bullshit-o-meter, right? Where's the bullshit-o-meter range on this product and how they're suggesting it be applied, right? Mm-hmm. So in the Flex Seal, they have the old guy out there with a tub of it, and they're putting it on the basement window where the water's gushing in. Yeah, and that kind of stuff. Is that realistic? No. Has this been a problem for you before that you probably should have addressed a long time ago? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is the bullshit-o-meter be going kind of crazy on that one, right? So on the bullshit meter, 0 means there's no bullshit. This is straight up legit. This is I believe in this 100%. Okay, and this is your opinion. We're not slighting anybody's opinions here. And then 10 is it's a complete fabrication. It's snake oil. It's total bullshit. Ignore it. It's not something anybody should ever pay a penny for, let alone $1 for. All right. So the product that we have for you guys today, I'm going to play a little video here of their product, and Tammy will switch it over here for me. You ready, babe?
Hey, everybody. This is Brian with Roof Renew. We're here at this property in Ashland, Virginia, and we're going to do a little demonstration of the before and after effects of this product on a 30-year-old shingle. As you can see, these shingles are extremely dry and brittle. You just barely have to turn it, and a corner will break off in your hands.
Here we go.
You can see when I rub it here, the granules are shedding off into the gutter. This gutter is full of granules from the roof shedding over the years.
Every roof.
So after we spray Roof Renew, we're going to wait 48 hours, and we're going to come back and show you guys how this roof performs after the product is sprayed.
Oh, look at that stuff, Drew.
Yeah.
That's like
look here, this
soaking
shingle,
it in.
I can now bend that shingle back on itself. It's really incredible what the product does to rejuvenate the shingle. So you can see that is
like
completely pliable.
glucosamine.
The shingle next to it.
What is it that they're spraying on your roof to make it new again?
Are very much now performing as they should. So this is just a simple demonstration of what Roof Renew can do to your roof. If you're facing a roof replacement, you should call us to find out whether or not this product can rejuvenate your shingles so you can avoid the cost and disruption of a roof replacement and at a fraction of the cost of what a roof replacement would be.
Okay. All right. So now
I thought your roof was supposed to shed water and not absorb it.
Yeah. Now here are some of their claims. It renews aging asphalt shingles so that they don't need to be replaced. It extends the life of the shingles 5 to possibly 15 years.
Oh my God!
Saw that commercial.
No way.
Improves granular adhesion 86%.
Wow.
Yeah, it reduces damage caused by wind and hail. I don't know how it magically repairs ripped off shingles.
Underneath,
you know,
yeah.
I don't know how it does that.
Interesting.
And restores shingle color, kills algae and moss, and hinders regrowth. That's possible.
Yeah,
there's a lot of products that can do that.
Yeah.
Keeps shingles out of landfills. Oh, I guess. It improves fire resistance by 40%.
Stuff's amazing.
I know, isn't it though? Yeah.
Wow.
You want to start selling this stuff?
So, all right.
Absolutely
So where on the bullshit-o-meter does this lay? 0 being this is total not bullshit at all. No bullshit here at all. 10 being this is total bullshit. This is fabrication. This is snake oil. What do you give it on the bullshit-o-meter?
Man, when I first saw this a few weeks ago at my house, and I'm like, come on, this can't. There's no way. So I'm giving it like a 6 or 7.
6 or 7 on the bullshit-o-meter.
I'm surprised you went that high. Seriously?
Where do you sit?
Wait, is the high?
10 is total bullshit.
Oh, okay. All right.
0 is this is no bullshit.
Because it still might clean and do some of that stuff.
They go on the roof and blow all the algae off, and there's some application information that is not happening during the video.
Yeah, and you
they're power washing.
They're power washing or soft
before they
wash,
put
whatever. Yeah,
never power wash.
Never power wash your roof. Yeah, soft washing is what some.
I'm sure they're power washing the algae off so that when they apply the
it looks better.
Yeah,
okay.
so
get rid of the streaking.
I'm gonna go with 8 or not 8.5.
8.5 on the bullshit-o-meter from Neil Grintjes. You guys, I'm right around where you guys are. I'm in that 7 to 8. I'm like my one of my old inspectors, Bob, actually got it done in his house. And,
good.
Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, this is the best stuff ever, you know. And I'm like, Bob, your roof's not that old, buddy. It's in really good shape. Yeah, but it's gonna last an extra 15 years now. And I'm like, oh, buddy, I love you, man. I think these guys are getting.
I wonder how much
what's the price per square on that?
What's the cost of that application? Do we know?
No idea what the cost was. I could find out from Bob. We can talk about it.
That would be interesting to find out.
Yeah,
what that is.
I'd be curious.
It's like a Band-Aid.
It probably takes them like 2 hours.
To say it's going to make your roof last 15 years longer and resist fire by an extra 40%. Like that's
right.
kind of a crazy.
There's the same application process for cedar shake too, that they kind of sell the same type of
like a sealant.
Yeah. And I don't know much about that. I think that's more common than for somebody to do their asphalt roof.
Yeah, I just don't think this can be legit. You know what I mean? And some people may go out and they may spray it on your roof or whatever, and you may see some benefit from it for whatever, for your personal reasons.
But are you getting that cost of benefit?
What was the name of the Magic Wizard that was
there's a couple
that Frosty what was the name of that guy with the magic hat? I think it's a magic hat thing.
Like a touch it type of thing.
Yeah. What was his name?
I can't remember his name.
Frosty and the magic hat guy.
Yeah. But somebody had it up there. Accidents or risks as your. So there's some answers up there. I have to get some of that for new stuff, my vintage 3-tab shingle. Yeah,
keep the 3 tabs going.
Keep the 3 tabs going. Live on 3 tabs.
Here we go.
15 more years, man. You resist fire
Keep it
forever.
alive. You can get 15 more on that 3 tab. Man, you're killing it.
That's sometimes people make outrageous claims like these that Rhino shield that's on the commercials all the time. Never paint your house again.
Right.
But we only have a 25-year warranty.
Right, 25 years.
But it's not even gonna make it 25 years. Let's be real. The in Wisconsin, when you're talking about the south-facing side of the house with so much heat, no paint or solution you paint down there is gonna last that. It's just that's just another one of those overselling their product. And could they point to some single instance where?
Oh yeah,
sure,
of course, everyone can. Right.
Yep.
But
that's just the thing. So that is, I believe, our show for the day. Let me just. Check our sheet here. Yeah, we were a little over time here, you guys. Thanks for hanging on with us, you guys. Appreciate it. You guys, these are awesome guys, Neil Grintjes and Drew LeBeau. Also, Jordan Manning couldn't be here today. Jordan is one of the other owners of American Roofing. Hey, Jordan, how's it going, man?
What's up, Jordan?
And you guys, if you're looking to get your roof repaired, replaced, whatever, give these guys a call. They would love to come out and talk to you. The number you can reach them at is 262-662-5311. Again, that number, 262-662-5311. That's a guy that's going to come out. If he can't come out, this guy's coming out. And
or both of us.
Yeah, or both of you at the same time.
Jordan, too.
And or Jordan. Yeah. And they'll be on the job site with the guys doing the work. It's just a whole different game, you guys.
Get her done.
Yep. Jeff Manning, the original founder of American Roofing. Thank you, sir, for all the work that you did over the years. 40 years. 40 years ago, he started this whole show.
1984.
Yeah, started this whole show. I still think you guys need to do that picnic over at Neil's house.
Yeah.
Big year for us.
Pool party, little kiddie pool.
Get involved.
But if you're looking for a free estimate, you want a GAF certified installer, you want somebody that's been 40 years in business, is a second generation family Wisconsin owned company, and has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, give these guys a call at American Roofing. Again, that phone number, 262-662-5311. You can also reach them at American-roofing.net. American-roofing.net. Tammy will put all that stuff up on the bottom in the replay. Thank you. You can search them out there, you guys. Thanks for coming on today, you guys. I really appreciate you. You guys did a great job on our roof. You knocked it out of the park. I'm looking forward to enjoying this thing for a long time and not have to worry about it. It's a worry-free process, and then worry-free from there on out.
Have us back whenever you want to talk about roofing.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna get you guys. We're gonna do the roofing replacement stuff. We'll get you up and we'll get these guys back in the next month ish. Sound good?
We'll
find a day when you're not.
We've got a pretty busy schedule.
You guys are. It is your busy time of year.
We're about 50 deep right now.
It is your busy time of year, but we're going to have these guys come back, you guys, and we're going to talk about the roofing replacement process. What does that process look like from beginning to end? What are the materials you should be using? What are the new technologies and new things that are out for roofing that you need to know about when you're going through that process, And also, how do you choose the right contractor? How do you choose the right materials? How do you know if one quote is good or another quote is bad? We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff, and we'll get into that. In much more great detail or whatever. We'll have some more fun segments like we did today, and we'll have you guys back. Really, you guys, great job today. Appreciate you.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Yep, and we'll see you guys next time. But thanks again for you all tuning in and subscribing. If you like this stuff, you guys hit the subscribe button down below. If you want to be notified when we come out with new videos, hit that bell notification. If you like this content and you want more of it, give me a thumbs up. I'd love to know your interest, and we can always take some new ideas. If you have some new ideas, drop them in the comments down below. But thanks again for tuning in, you guys. This is the Matt, the Helpful Home Inspector, saying, hey, better you take care of your house, the better it's going to take care of you. We'll see you next time.